Hello and welcome to
Anatomy of Yarnings podcast. My name is Erin.
And I'm Christine, and we'll be your hosts
for this lovely joint podcast of the Anatomy of Knitting and of Yarnings. So if you're seeing this on the Anatomy of Knitting feed, go check out Yarnings podcast if you're not familiar with it.
And same goes for Anatomy of Knitting.
Yeah.
You must go see ERIN'S awesome podcast from an awesome location that's not usually
here.
My craft office.
Right. I live in Ireland, usually. And there goes my stomach. We just went out for lunch. I had some sushi, and then you had curry?
A lovely pra-ram, so with peanut sauce.
Yeah. It's very delicious. So we're digesting, so you may hear a little... Well, you probably can't hear it, but it was very loud for me.
I got the pleasure of hearing
it.
You should all be jealous.
Very jealous. It was delicious. Anyway, yes, I usually live in Ireland, but I am here in the States for a 3-week stint. I'm on the last week of that 3-week stint, and we'll be heading back home to Ireland on Saturday. So.
And I'm really happy we've gotten to see each other twice.
Twice!
And that's awesome.
Yeah, because I think I was here... I'm from Seattle, usually. But my husband got a job opportunity in Ireland, and so we moved there. But my parents live here in Vancouver, and so whenever I'm here, I always try and make a point of seeing you. Because I like hanging out with you.
Oh.
I love Christine.
Big hearts. We've been to a lot of fiber festivals together.
Right.
And yarn stores and those kind of things.
Right.
And so we tend to know each other's yarn preferences and projects and all that pretty well.
And color preferences. I was doing some shoe shopping today because the euro is a little bit more expensive than the dollar, so it makes much more sense for me to buy clothes and things over here and then take them back over. So I was trying to find some new Danskos and some tennis shoes, and I was not quite lucky with that aspect. But I saw like a total table of pink shoes, and I sent Christine a picture, and I was like, "Here's your shoes."
It was a whole array of beautifulness.
Yeah, it was
totally
funny.
me.
It's because of I think the breast cancer awareness.
Yeah,
pink.
October.
Yeah, pink.
I
everywhere.
must fit in.
You do.
Maybe I'm just always supporting breast cancer.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Well, it's a good thing to support.
It is.
So, let's see. We're going to
do some life stories.
Yep.
We're going to talk. I have a contest.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some knitting and spinning. This week we probably won't have any geeky or girly or kitchen stuff, but that will
unless we think of it.
Unless we think of something awesome we want to pop in. So this might be a little more friends chatting than the normal podcast.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, there is so nothing wrong with that. And I don't think we're going to cut anything out. We're just gonna talk at you, and you guys will like it. It will be great.
And hopefully we won't go any longer than 2 hours or something.
Well,
so.
yeah, that might be beyond what parking meters.
Yeah.
We had to go feed the parking meter.
Yeah.
Poor Erin had to walk back because we didn't have enough change.
Yeah. Yeah, I have plenty of euro change, but which I attempted to put into the meter to see if I could trick the meter into thinking that I think it was a 5-cent euro coin, but it was smarter. Than
silly Vancouver parking meters.
Well, now they have 5 euro cents.
They're not going to know what to do with that.
Yeah. I think it's worth, I don't know, 6 cents here or something like that.
Oh man, you wasted a whole 6 cents.
Well. So why don't we do your contest winner? Does that sound first?
That sounds great. So we had a contest going on for the Yarnings podcast. I was asking about what kind of travel knitting. So the prompt for it was, if you could bring one item for travel knitting, what would it be? We had some lovely entries. We had some really good suggestions, and I know what I brought for travel knitting. when I went on my trip, I brought these, and I'll tell you more about them in a bit.
Socks are great for travel knitting.
Socks are great. And what is your go-to travel knitting?
Everything that I brought, which you'll see in the episode, because
Excellent.
I don't live here.
So we're going to have a whole travel knitting podcast.
You have a travel knitting expert in your presence.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, all of my knitting right now is all stuff I brought on my trip too. So
excellent.
That works well. Maybe we should have called this the travel knitting podcast.
The travel of Anatomy of Yarnings.
There we go. So, the winner for our contest, I've already drawn. Random.org gave us Linda LME Cole. Yay! I don't know if that's how she says it, but that's how it looks. And she was knitting some pink socks for Rhinebeck.
Yeah, and they were very textural. It looked like there was like a cable down the center, and then there was like some different nice pearl ridges.
Yeah, it looked really cool. They looked like some really good, keep you entertained, but not too hard to do on the road. So, congratulations, Yay! Linda. I have a little prize pack for you, and I will ship that out. When you see this, send me a message on Ravelry. I'm Christine with a K on Ravelry, and tell me your address, and I will get that out to you. So, thank you, everybody, for entering.
Yes.
All right. So, life stories. What would you like to share about your life right
now? Let's see. Well, it's traveling with two toddlers. For all the Yarnings people, if you don't know me, I have twin toddlers right now. I have two boys who are 22 months. They're 2 months away from their second birthday.
Birthdamus?
Birthmas.
Yeah, I knew it was something cool like that.
I didn't come up with that. I think it's a Seinfeld thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure though.
No.
I never watched Seinfeld, but
I think it's a
Seinfeld thing.
Okay.
So learning how to travel with two toddlers is quite the adventure. I consider myself a pretty good traveler at baseline. Without if I'm just traveling with me, I know how to navigate subway systems and how to get through security really fast, and take your shoes off, get ready for all this, the scan and all that stuff.
All the tips and tricks for that. Yep.
But it gets a little complicated when you have two little ones. So
did they put them in the machine?
No, we didn't do that. We came through Dublin.
Okay.
I live in Cork, Ireland, which is let's see. It's reversed. Here we go. So if this is Ireland, the island, it's kind of, here we go. There we go. It's kind of shaped like that. Yep. And Cork is down here.
Okay.
Okay. But Dublin is like up here. So we drove from down there to, there we go, up there.
How long of a drive?
So the whole trip, door to door, was 22 hours.
Oh.
We woke up, drove 2.5 hours to Dublin. Okay. Our flight was at 12:30. We got there at 9:30. Then we parked the car, navigated to the airport, went through security with the baby, checked in, went through security, and we learned with our first trip when we moved over to pare down all the crap you gotta take.
Yes.
So we took car seats and on board with car seats, and my husband and I had a bag. He had the laptop bag, and then I had the faux diaper bag. It's not our diaper bag, but we emptied the diaper bag into it. So then
that was all that you carried on?
That's all that we carried on, because last time when we were traveling with my mom to move over there, we had 6 bags, and I ended up leaving the diaper bag at security.
Oh no!
The first time, thankfully, I had something in it with one of my son's names, and you hear over the loudspeaker, "Would Nathaniel Case please come to the security thing?" So we had to run back.
Wow!
So we learned, pare down, keep only the essentials with you, because I also was I was the Sherpa. I was carrying everything with the first trip, and that was not fun.
Yeah.
And
corralling.
Yeah, and the boys are much more active now, so that made things kind of crazy. So we learned to pare down, and then in Dublin, we get to go through pre-clearance for the United States. So we went through immigration. However, Dublin was insane. And the line was so long that they were delaying all of these flights leaving because the people who were on the flights were stuck in immigration.
Oh.
Yeah.
So their TSA was
their customs and immigration. So, like, you have to go talk to a customs person, and of course they're like, "You live in Ireland?" And we're like, "Yeah, and we're going home to see family." And anyway.
Yeah.
We were traveling right when Ebola was hitting, so we were kind of expecting questions like that, but since we didn't have any evidence of traveling to Africa, they just... Anyway, so then that was an adventure, and babies didn't sleep until the second flight, and then they passed out, and so learning how to fly with young ones is quite the adventure. That's my life story.
That's a really good life story.
Traveling, period, or international travel.
Yeah. My life story wasn't nearly 22 hours of craziness. Mine is a little closer to home.
Good.
This weekend, I participated in a craft bazaar at my church with one of my friends, and I tried to sell some of my hand knits. I have a nice collection of stuff that I have tried to sell at other craft shows and on Etsy. And a friend had soap and handmade aprons. She made beautiful aprons with hand embroidery on some, and some of them were sewn.
Now, were they full aprons, or were they like half aprons?
Some of them were full, some of them were half.
Nice.
She had 5 of them, and they were very nicely done.
Does she have a website? Do you know?
Not yet.
Okay.
She wants to sell on Etsy, but when that happens, I'll make sure and tell the world. But her soap smells so good. I've got some of it sitting over there, and it had cardamom and nutmeg. It's that little bag on the shelf. If you want to grab it, I forgot that I was even going to remotely talk about that.
See, this is a good thing about having somebody else.
I needed a co-host, apparently.
Yes.
I did that. This was for my mother-in-law.
Wow.
And it's beautiful handmade.
Oh, look, and it even has a stamp.
She pressed her little stamp. Here's the stamp.
Yeah, there's
the same picture.
Yeah,
it's a little bird flying out of a cage.
There, you can see it there.
And some of them said fly away on them. I don't know if that one does. Yeah, fly away.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah. But it smelled really good. No. Oh, maybe my mother-in-law doesn't need some. Maybe
It just smells so good.
Isn't it nice?
It's very clove-y. Yeah.
It doesn't have any fragrances. It's just essential oils and, I don't know, I think she actually put the spices in it.
Yeah.
But mostly the essential oils.
It feels really rich.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
I love that. Like,
I had a really nice
top.
time getting, yeah,
that's pretty.
Getting to talk up her soap to all of the craft show attendees. That was really fun. I do really good at
selling other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good at doing that about myself, but I'm pretty good about doing that for other people. Yeah.
So I sold a knitting pattern. I was wearing one of my Wren shawls.
Nice.
And one of the other vendors that knits, she was interested in that, so I sold one of my patterns. Didn't sell any shawls or scarves or anything this time, but it was a fun day to get and chat with a friend and do a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. So it was a fun day. I was glad I did that. So that was.
I would think it would be hard to price like something that I have knit. Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to pay yourself like minimum wage, but you also don't want to make it so expensive that somebody won't buy it.
Yeah.
So that has to be challenging. How did you approach that?
I originally priced them all at a fair price when I first tried to sell them back in 2011. Mm-hmm. And I've sold a few on Etsy, but I just haven't found the right place to sell them. There were not enough people going through. Even the people who were selling hand knits for much lower prices weren't selling. And I marked all of my stuff down. It was all, some of them were the price that I paid for the yarn that I knit it with, and I still didn't sell any. So it just wasn't the right place.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure what I'll do with all of these shawls and scarves. I suppose I could still put them up on Etsy at the lower price. But it's a little... It's definitely a challenge, and it's not something that I'm putting more time and energy into. But it was a nice chance to see if it would work, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't take me a lot of extra effort. Because they're all done.
Yeah.
I just had to pull them out of the closet, and we put up a rack, the same rack that my lights are on over here. We had that and stuck another one behind our thing, and so then everything hung up nicely. So we had a really nice display.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good day.
Excellent.
And besides that, I've just been doing a lot of rest. My
Rest is good.
My energy level is still working on getting back to normal after my trip. So just doing a lot of that. So that's been pretty much my life in the last week was rest, do the craft fair, rest some more. So, and that's okay. That's what my body needs right now. So
Amen.
That's the plan.
You always have to listen to your body.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to some fibery goodness?
Sure.
Oh, we will talk about Wendy.
Yes! So we were getting ready to record, and so we have an iPad there, and then the laptop there.
And another laptop here.
And another laptop here.
And two phones.
And so I pulled up the thread for the contest to, well, Christine did the random number generator. Yep. And I had Facebook open, and we just happened to see that Miss Wendy Frew is home!
Yay!
Happy days!
That's so awesome.
It is so awesome. She's been in the hospital for 8 weeks. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, which you should, everybody should know, Wendy is Silly Frew, and she hosts the Sassy Pants Knitter podcast. Mm-hmm. And she is a dear, awesome person. Mm-hmm. She is encouraging to everybody, and so she's been dealing with some chemo, and
she's got hairy cell leukemia, which is a very rare form of leukemia, and so she had to get chemo for that. Yeah. Which then she had a couple of complications, which prolonged her hospital stay, but now she's home.
So we are so excited.
Yay!
Wendy
Happy
Frew. And Erin is the one who introduced me to Wendy. She told me at one point, you should watch Wendy's podcast. You would really like her. And sure enough, I did.
Because she also is does World of Warcraft, which I don't think you do. But it's kind of that gamer, exactly.
That geeky slant like I do.
Exactly.
And we're kind of on parallel journeys of health for a while there, that we were both working pretty hard on that side, and so it was really encouraging to be able to post back and forth together about some of our efforts. So yeah,
excellent.
So very cool. That was our fun shout out. We love the knitting community.
Yes, we do.
All right, now we can do knitting.
Okay, we are about 20 minutes in.
All right. Yes. Well, then why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're working on?
Okay, so I am currently knitting on, and I just finished doing the gusset as we were talking here. These are just my regular, boring, old stockinette socks. This is Socks That Rock in, I think it's the lightweight, in the Krabby McHappy Pants colorway. And it's just my regular 1 inch of ribbing, however long, cuff until I get bored. And then I do the slip stitch heel, and then just the regular turned heel, and then the gusset, and that's about how far. I think I've done just about the heel since I've been here. Let's see, here we go. Heel.
Yeah.
And I already have one completed sock. I think I wove in the ends already.
Whoa.
Because I'm just that good.
Just ahead of the game.
So I should have a new pair of socks in a little bit.
Yeah.
This sock has given me, well, not this particular one, but the other one. I don't think it happened in this one, but the yarn has been a little annoying. One of the plies had a knot, and so I had to cut and start anew. You know, and I think you can see it like right about.
Was it a mill end or was it?
No, it was. Yeah, which is kind of disappointing. Anyway, it happened again in the heel.
Oh, that's even
more
frustrating.
So you can see it right there.
Because
the little knot.
That could be where it would break.
Where it's right there. You can see the knot.
Fluffy.
So I'm not too happy with that. But it's just one ply that's broken.
Yeah. So it probably will still be.
I usually don't wear through the heels first. So yeah. I should be okay.
Of my foot.
But it's a little annoying that an expensive sock yarn would have that. Because I think one knot is industry standard.
Two.
Is it?
Two, maybe. I thought it was more than one.
Oh, see, I thought it was one.
Okay, well, I've bought so many mill ends of Socks That Rock that I never know. I never know if I'm using one that it was officially broken or not.
Unofficially broken? How can something be unofficially broken? I guess this is unofficially broken if it's not a mill end.
So. I think that's where I was going.
Yeah, because they don't have the mill end's name, so this must not be a mill end. Because I know definitely it's Krabby McCappy pants.
Well, and a lot of my Socks That Rock, I have already balled up, and so then I don't know if it was a mill end. I guess my Ravelry page tells me. Because I did. It?
Yeah, it's not a mill end.
Yep.
Not a mill end.
Some of the mill ends actually have the logo backwards. Did you know that?
I never noticed that. I haven't bought too many mill ends, so.
Yeah. Off. That's where I've gotten a lot of mine. Not recently, but in the past. Cause
I had no idea. I'll have to watch next time.
There you go.
Although,
I don't think mill ends.
That too. But I mean, it's one thing if you buy a mill end, you would expect
the lower price.
The lower price means that there's probably more.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Shall I show my socks?
Yes, show your socks. I was looking at these as you were knitting them, and the sparkly is so pretty.
It is so sparkly.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know if you guys can see the little twinklies. Sometimes.
Oh, a little bit. Right there.
Go. This is No Makers Sparkle Sock in their candy corn colorway. And this was a gift from my friend Angel, who I went and saw for Rhinebeck. And I started these on the plane to Rhinebeck.
So pretty.
Did the toe on the plane, and I just did my fish lips kiss heel. Look how cute that is.
I haven't actually seen a fish lips kiss. That's kind of hard to say.
Fish lips
kiss heel.
Yeah, it looks much better when you actually put it on.
Oh yeah. Is there purling involved?
You're doing short rows. It's just a different kind of short rows.
It kind of looks like you purl.
Yeah, just when you're knitting back, it's got the little seam in there actually lays really flat.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like you have holes at all.
Yeah, even in the corner, it is very.
Yeah, it looks good.
Very good. So, these are coming along. I sat and watched 5 episodes of Scandal.
I saw that. You were like, I'm sitting down to watch Scandal. And then another post I saw 5 episodes later. I was like, for serious, girl?
I got up a few times and ate and did trash and all the things that have to happen on a Sunday evening. But I did watch 5 episodes. I got caught up. I had not watched any.
Those are hour-long episodes, aren't they?
Well, 42 minutes without the commercials. So it's not.
Now, are you watching via the website?
These ones were on my TiVo.
Oh, so you can fast forward.
I was fast forwarding, yes. Yeah. So that got me. I had like another inch of the foot and then the heels. So, yeah.
Those are so pretty. I'm going to totally steal them.
No. They are not going to be done in time for Halloween, but I have other Halloween socks. So
that's good.
Which I actually bought the yarn for my other Halloween socks when I was with you.
Was that Sock Summit? Was it at the...
Out of Step?
Yes, Out of Step Dye Works. They have such nice black colors in their yarn. I have a Halloween skein that...
Have you knit with theirs yet?
I've knit one of theirs. The one that I knit was black, like a aqua, and then a purple.
Oh, right.
But I have a Halloween colorway, I think.
Yeah.
But I just haven't pulled it out. I should have done that instead of these. But I think I cast these on like in August, so.
Yeah. You'll get back to them.
Yeah.
Oh, and these are in my Jessalou bag, my cupcake bag with the sprinkles
So
inside.
cute.
Which
That is so
I
cute.
heart greatly. So I will keep showing it off. That's the moral of that story. All right, what do you got over there?
So, the other thing that I brought with me, so a kind of fun thing that, a story behind my book here. I know you like stories. So, my mom wrote a book, gosh, I don't know how many years ago. Maybe about 8 to 10 years ago.
Wow.
It was about rubber stamping. And so she's a published author with C&T Publishing.
Okay.
Anyway, part of their... Oh, no, F&W.
Oh,
that's who it is.
okay.
F&W. Part of their... F&W owns Interweave.
Yep.
And so my mom gets these emails for they send the emails out to the author saying, hey, if you want to buy any of these books that we have, let us know. And she gets them at a discount. So
nice.
she sends the emails to me every so often. And so one of them I got was New American Knits. Now, is it CHRISTOFFERS or CHRISTOFFERS?
No, it's CHRISTOFFERS.
CHRISTOFFERS.
We heard it wrong for many years. I think Chrissy, Manic Pearl.
Yeah.
Oh, Snappy Stitches, sorry.
Yeah. I knew you. Well, I think we all knew who you meant. So I got this book, and since I've been in Ireland, I haven't been knitting as much volume-wise as I used to before I had the children. Mm-hmm. But I have been buying Irish yarn. Ooh. And one of the skeins I showed last week. How do you feel? This is Studio Donegal. Soft Donegal. It's merino wool, and it is made by Donegal Yarns. It's 100% merino. I assume non-superwash, and it's in Kilcar, County Donegal, Ireland. Ooh. So this was one of the ones that I bought on my trip to Galway.
Okay.
I actually bought this in Galway.
It's so nice and tweedy.
Mm-hmm. So I was flipping through this. And I wanted to make... There's 2 sweaters that I really want to make. The first one I'm going to show you is not the one I'm making, but it's still super awesome that I have to show you. I have yarn to make this one. It's the Benton cardigan.
Yeah.
And it's this really nice...
It's the one that reminds me of a coat.
Yeah. So it doesn't have buttons in the book. You could totally put buttons in there. Yeah, make it so that it overlaps a little bit more. But the reason I chose not to make this one is because it's cables, and the yarn is only a 2-ply. Oh. And 2-ply works better for lace projects. Like, just the structure of the yarn helps keep the holes open. Mm-hmm. So one of the other yarns that I bought that's made in Ireland is more than a 2-ply. So I'm going to use one of those. Awesome. But the one that I'm working on is the Hopper cardigan.
I love how they style this one.
I'm not a big fan of the belt, though.
I kind of like it on
you
this
like the
one.
belt?
Yeah, I don't know that I would wear it that way. I don't know that I'm a belt over sweaters person, but I kind of like how it looks. I do like the buttons being just the slightly lighter.
Yeah. So it's got this... Now, this is a cable, but I don't mind doing just this one little cable in the 2-ply yarn, but it also has a little bit of lace.
Nice.
Let's see if there's another picture of it where I can't show you the
I could pull it up on my
pattern.
iPad. Might glare, though.
Well, you're going to see my QFC receipt that I'm using as a bookmark because I'm super classy with a K, as I like to say. Classy with a K and an I. Oh, well, here we go. Here. There. Okay. Yeah, so there's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fast enough that you can, I guess if you paused, you could have read the direction. Anyway.
Not with our hands in the way.
Yeah. At least not enough to do it.
Very small
but
portions
it's like,
of it.
So it looks like a simple cardigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6-page pattern.
Wow.
So I think the way that, see, it's kind of like, it's got this kind of princess seam
so
to
there's
it.
more shaping needed.
Yeah, I think there's subtle shaping that you do that requires a little more explanation.
It's going to be very pretty.
Yeah, I'm hoping. It's the colors. I prefer more jewel tones usually, like this.
Yeah, but that's going to be a good color on you.
Color's way off. Yeah, hopefully it will be. It'll be warm at least, and it's getting to be the rainy season in Ireland right now. I think it's like highs of 50, and then wet, and
it's very similar to here.
So that's The rain though, it's like real rain. Like rain here is not real rain. Yeah. It's like mist.
Not all the time at least. Yeah.
So since I've been here, I have knit one whole sleeve. I did the sleeve first because with all that princess shaping, it looked a little complicated, and I wasn't looking for complicated. Yeah. So.
Well, and now you'll have strong girl. Now you're going to have the sleeves done, and you won't have any problems finishing them.
Right, and I think the body is done all at once.
So it's not the two fronts and then the back, or is it?
Well, let me look. I thought it was all at once.
I didn't look close enough.
I'm sure I could do it all at once.
I could pause the thing and
fine.
look.
They can...
No, I mean I could go look at where we
No. Yeah, it's like over 200 stitches that I need to cast on, so that's definitely all in one. Yeah, I think it's all in one until you get to the armpit, and then it splits. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I'll still have to set in a sleeve, but that's not big.
That's not too bad.
And then I've gotten a little bit of the second sleeve done.
See, now you can be like Wonder Woman.
You
could just do the sleeves and just wear that. You just wear it with a long sleeve shirt. It would be a fashion statement.
I could be like, this is what all the cool girls in America are wearing.
Exactly. You would be the trendsetter.
The trendsetter of all the mommy and toddler groups.
Exactly. The quilters of Ireland will all start adopting your trends.
Yeah. So I managed to get to this place where you bind off with one skein. So this is all one skein here, and then the cap, and then this is the second skein. And I wound
210 yards.
Yeah, I wound this skein in the car as we were driving up to Centralia.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
You could use my ball winder if you.
No, it's much easier to travel with a skein than it is with the ball, or more than one ball. It kind of, I think it squishes a little more, and you can put it in.
Yeah, that's true. Squish it in. Oh, when I came back from my trip, one of the zippers on my suitcase had come undone. Like it was the side of it was gone, and some of my yarn was still in there.
Wait, some of it or all?
No,
of it?
I mean all that I'd put in there. No. Sorry, all of the yarn.
What?
I didn't have it all in there because those big giant purple skeins wouldn't have fit. But there were a couple skeins in that pocket, and they all had stayed where they were supposed to be. But I was so freaked out. I was like, "Oh no!
All this beautiful yarn that I bought."
Exactly.
Yeah. I would have been freaked out too.
I was a little. Yeah. Luckily. No,
so that's my other thing that I'm working on.
In that beautiful bag.
Yeah, this is a Michelle with one L. Yeah, and it's a reversible bag, like completely. You know, she made it so you can stick the toggle through and have it the other way.
I love my Michelle bag.
Yeah, it's really nice. Does she still make bags?
Not that I know of.
I think she just did it to fund her camp kit.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe we could ask her if she wanted to make us one.
I bet if we asked her really nicely.
I bet if we did. She is a very sweet person. And we're really not calling you out to send us bags, Michelle.
We're just very happy customers.
Uh-huh.
So that's all the knitting that I brought with me. I did not bring a lot of knitting.
Okay.
To the States.
Well, I only have 2 things going right now, which is probably a little unusual for me. I just haven't cast on the next things. So the things I'm working on are the things that I talked about last week. So I have my color, let's do it the correct way. My color affection shawl. And that's the actual side with the stripes. So you can see I've gotten quite a bit of the purple added in. I started the purple at the Craft Bazaar on Saturday. So I am almost to the halfway point of the main section.
Wow.
So there's where the halfway point is.
I love that you marked it. You're so good.
Oh, that was my friend Angel. She didn't like that I was counting while casting on in a poor fashion.
Okay.
I think she thought that I needed to not just sit there and count the whole time.
Oh, that you knew,
that I
like,
needed to
you
know
knew
where
that,
the
like, a
middle
gazillion
was.
stitches were here and
Yes.
here. So you didn't have to count to a gazillion and then more. Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
She was being smarter than me.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah. So I still have a bit to go, and it's not, because it's lace weight. This is in Knit Picks Shadow lace, and it's 100% wool. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's next to Skin Soft.
Mm-hmm. And I like that it's going to be nice and lightweight. I really like my lace weight shawls for the weight of them just being so light and flowy.
And then the needles feel heavier than the actual.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll see how it feels when you finish with all the yarns.
Right. So that's coming along, and I am really enjoying it. It's a nice, easy knit. So I'm glad. I'm also looking forward to casting on another thing. So.
You know, I have to admit, when I saw this, when you were still on the orange and green, I wasn't quite confident in your color choices. Yeah. But once you add the purple, it's like super awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure about that either, because it kind of reads brown when they meld together.
Yeah, it looked a little
but
not as clear.
Definitely has a fall.
The purple though
feel, and and it'll have a nice wide purple stripe around the bottom, so that'll be me.
These are kind of like Mardi Gras colors.
Yeah, maybe so.
I hadn't realized that.
It's a little more. It's definitely a more fall color combo than I normally pick with the orange in there, but it's a nice orange. So clementine, spring green, and something wine related.
You're so good knowing all the colorway names.
I could be. And that is in my yarn pop bag because it's bigger than. I needed 3 balls of yarn in it, bigger than the other things.
That's a lot.
I also have some yarn to show, and I have a needle adjacent project. Let's do the needle adjacent.
Okay, I'll put these in my lap though.
Don't take them. Well, you could take one of them, as per our earlier conversation. So, needle adjacent. I'm going to swatch for a sweater. This is a giant ball of yarn. See?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's giant.
It's not as big as your head, though.
It's not quite as big as my head.
No, but it's pretty big. How densely?
That's
pretty densely
dense,
wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet if you rewound it a little looser,
and look how pretty it is on the bottom.
So pretty.
You want to see people of the internet? So this is Blue Moon Fiber Arts WOOBU, which is wool bamboo. Although it doesn't say bamboo spelled correctly, it says...
Does it really?
It says bamboo with a U, and so I don't know if that's something different than bamboo with
I wonder
two
if
O's.
that's just...
Or if they're just being silly. Clever.
No, I don't think they're being silly or clever. I think it... Well, they might be being clever, I don't know. But maybe that's like the way that the bamboo is processed.
Oh, the
trademark name.
Yeah, maybe so.
Of the way that it's made.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know. It's a good theory.
Yeah. So I have 3 skeins of this.
Did you say it was Stumptown Brown?
It is Stumptown Brown, as in Portland's famous coffee. I really like Stumptown coffee.
It doesn't look brown at all. It looks more
it's
purple.
Kind of a gray. It's kind of a gray brown.
Gray purple.
Like, if you hold it by the light, it looks a little more brown, but not on the screen very well.
Yeah.
And the blue reflection from
the
screen. I don't know what. Yeah,
it's from the screen.
So, I think I'm going to try my first pieced sweater. My first
You haven't done a pieced sweater?
Well, I did my very first one out of a furry yarn, a fuzzy yarn. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that was not a good choice.
I don't want to put that back there if you're not done.
I want to do something with cables because WOOBU looks really good with cables and rib.
How many plies?
I don't know. I've just seen a lot of pictures.
3.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, I'm thinking about doing the ALTA pattern by Amy Herzog, which I guess I could actually...
Amy Herzog creates the most beautiful sweaters.
She really
She is
does.
like a machine.
She does some awesome stuff, and I have really wanted to knit one of hers for a while. I just crashed my iPad.
Oh, fail. So, I will help you fill the time. So, Amy Herzog has a craftsy class called Fit to Flatter. She also has a book.
Right at arm's reach.
No, that sweater's not in there.
It's not in there,
okay.
no.
She tends to do, like, really nice, tailored,
and
like, simple, elegant sweaters. And nothing super complicated. I can't think of anything super complicated that she does.
No, she does a lot of... She'll do more textures that are a little more complicated, but not crazy.
But not like a St. Bridget sweater.
No.
Cables.
No.
Anyway, she also does the custom... She's a website, Custom Fit, I think, where you can put in your measurements and put in your gauge and get your own customized sweater pattern out of it. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Turn it down. It's so blue.
Yeah, it really is. So you can see that there's a big cable pattern in the middle and a really nice cowl neck. The picture is actually gray, not blue. Yeah. But, and it's got really nice details on the arms.
Oh, that's pretty.
Let's see. You can see it's got some really nice little cable details on the arms. And so it's a pieced sweater, and I'm kind of scared of that. Because I tend to like more ease in some parts of my body than others. And so the fact that it's pieced, I won't be able to adjust as I go along. So I have to really trust. So I want to put in all my measurements to Custom Fit, the website, so that then it can make me the pattern. It's a little more money than just buying the pattern separately, but I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. And I've wanted to try out the system. That was one of my knitting resolutions on the Stockinette Zombies resolution cal was try a custom fit. And so, now that the year's almost over, I think I'm going to try that. And I'm hesitant about it, but I think I'm going to try it because I really think this sweater is going to be pretty. I just am hopeful that it is not too snug in my waist. And I think if I give accurate measurements to the system, it should be okay.
Now, why is her ebook $2.50 and the pattern itself is $7?
So the ebook is the custom fit recipe. So you still have to buy a custom fit pattern. No, you still have to buy $9.99 to make a sweater with all your measurements in custom fit, and then you pay $2.50 for this recipe.
Interesting.
So it's a little more than just buying the $7 pattern, but I'd really like to go through the process and see how it all works. And one of my other friends said the worst thing that could happen is it doesn't fit. I know how to rip it out. It's good yarn. It's going to withstand that if I get to the point and I realize, no, this is not going to work for me.
Well, I'm going to see. I can't see why you couldn't do the body in one piece. I mean, this person, Kira Craft did it, and she said she'd modify this to be seamless.
Yeah.
So you could do the body. That way you could try it on. Because I know I always have problems more in the body part fitting.
Yeah, because I like it to be well fitting in the shoulders. I just want it to have enough ease around my waist.
Right.
And
yeah, because it's kind of a close-fitting sweater.
It is.
That's just the intended style.
And I like how it looks on people. I'm hopeful that I will like how it looks on me too. And I think this yarn is going to be forgiving. It will not look it won't be something that's going to stretch into my body, you know? Like
right,
if it had some sort of a nylon content and it's squooshed in.
Or if it was all wool. Yeah, bamboo.
Yeah. It should drape a little better.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So that's the theory. So I'm going to swatch. That's my first step. I'm going to swatch, and then I'm going to try and make my husband measure me. And this will be fun.
That's how I made my husband measure me. It's a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, well, hopefully that will work out.
It should be.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I can get started because I'm excited to have another sweater on the needles.
Excellent.
I think I am a garment knitter, and I didn't know that until this year. I like wearing my stuff. Oh, by the way, I am wearing the Goodale. See, it's got cute little pockets. This is the Goodale sweater with my buttons from the Button Emporium.
I didn't even notice that it's got one row that's a different color.
So I've got little hearts.
Little fair
I've got little hearts. I did the stranded cow with the stockinette zombies and added in.
I was going to say, that's not the way it was designed, was it?
No, that's a Christine special.
It's very cute.
Thank you.
I like it. It's a nice little touch. I think
it was nice, and it made the buttons tie in well.
Mm-hmm.
Which I really wanted to use these buttons on something. They were the first time we went to the Button Emporium with Jasmine and Rachel and everybody. So much fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I babbled on about that. Let me show you my yarn. I'll just show you this one real quick. This one I'm going to be testing.
45 minutes in.
I know. I'm going to test. I'm going to knit something from this yarn. This is Sheep Spot, Sasha Torres.
Very squishy.
She's the Crafty Rabbit on everywhere, and she formerly had Stitch Doctor podcast.
Spin
Doctor. There we go. Thank you. And it's a beautiful colorway.
Yeah.
So
does it have a name?
It does. It doesn't say it on here. It was an awesome name. It was a song reference, but I don't remember now. But I will tell more about that when I start knitting with it.
It's got pinks and orange and gray and green.
It reminds me
and a little
of
bit of
summer.
like the slate blue.
Yeah. Makes me think of a pool. It's got...
Is the name in the bag? No, doesn't look like it.
I'll talk more about it when I
pretty.
Get to there. And then my other acquisition this week is Highland Handmaid's Fruju. This is in support of Wendy Fru. And it's got beautiful rainbows in it. And I think I'm going to design this is the white maple sock, so it doesn't have, it's just merino, superwash merino. And I think I'm going to design an infinity cowl to go with it. And I think that's going to be really fun. I was swatching some things, so maybe I will come up with something really cool that I can share as I'm designing it. So those were my acquisitions.
Excellent. I don't have any.
No acquisitions.
Yarn acquisitions.
Did you buy fabric while you've been here?
No, absolutely not.
Maybe we need to go into a sewing section.
I don't have anything to show, though. I didn't bring any of my sewing. I'm making my brother a TARDIS quilt for Christmas. And so it's probably like a lap-size quilt, and it's just a blue TARDIS. And then I also sewed myself a dress since I've been here.
That's awesome.
But I didn't bring either one, so that's okay. I can't exactly show anything.
Okay. It's all good.
Yep.
Have you done any spinning while you've been here? You don't have a wheel here, do you?
No wheel. And I am not that... I don't do drop spindles anymore. Because I'm not very good at drop spindles.
Well, that's just... You do really good work on spinning wheels.
Yeah.
So why use a drop spindle?
Well, drop spindle's more portable.
Yes. This is my progress this week on my trindle. Actually, I finished up what I was working on last week and wound it onto a bamboo needle. Sorry.
No worries.
I just made my boobs part of the frame. So this was what I was spinning last week, and I wound it off so that I could get started on another spot. Nope, that's the
different braid.
That's the Tour de Fleece one.
Okay.
This one up there is what this one is from. This is Gail's art. And I want to learn how to ply on the fly. It's a technique where you Navajo ply while you are spinning. Doesn't that sound cool? So, like, you have a strand and you actually go through, like, Navajo plying. And I need to watch more videos on how you do it. But then I wouldn't have to ply later on.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time doing the plying part because I just have spindles. So if I could figure out how to ply, that's what I've heard people say is ply on the fly.
But with a drop spindle, you're inhibited by the amount you could put. Like, you can't spin your whole 4 ounces on.
No.
So you'd have to have breaks in your yarn if you're Navajo.
Yeah.
Plying at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. It would be smaller.
That would be
smaller portions, but I can't do very big portions. I'm gonna have only this many grams anyhow. So there's still gonna be
no matter what
small breaks. Yeah. But you're right. That would be a
downside. Unless you're. Yeah, you can't. I mean, unless you like. I see you have a spindle up there.
Yeah, I have a big one.
Yeah. But that's a big spindle.
Yeah, this was the first spindle.
A big mama spindle.
And I was using it to ply my last tour de fleece.
Yeah.
But it's super heavy, and so this is gonna break.
Yeah, it would totally break, yeah.
So it's either this or this.
Yeah.
Ooh, my color went weird. Here we go.
It's because you showed this.
Oh, yep.
Right there.
So those are my spindle options. I don't have a wide range of drop spindles. So I'll just have to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
But winding it off onto a knitting needle wasn't really easy. I was not very pleased with that process, and it took me too long.
Did you do it by hand? By like...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was slow. So I don't really want to do that again. But I really like spinning on it. I don't want to just throw away what my enjoyment of when I'm spinning on it just because I don't feel like plying it.
I know that people... Well, yeah, that's kind of a thin
I think
diameter, so it's not like you could put a... Like, I know people have done, like, straws.
Yeah.
But that's so thin that...
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a...
Maybe a coffee
like
stirrer.
a US 2 or US 3.
Yeah, this was a 3.
Yeah, this looks to be about the same.
And I thought maybe I could just slide it right off, but that didn't work. I mean, I could have slid it back off, but I couldn't get the skewer back in, and then I wasn't sure how I would use it from there. So I need to do some more research. But I had a lot of fun spinning on it at the craft fair, and had a lot
freaking out the muggles.
I was freaking out the muggles. I had some kids come up and want to know what I was doing, and so I got to show them, okay, here's the fiber that I'm working from. This is fluff from the sheep, and do the whole little demo. And that was really fun. I like being able to make kids see what the process is. All right. So, I think that's everything on my table.
Yeah, that's all I have, and all you have.
And that's all I have. We did the contest.
Yep.
We talked about Wendy.
Yep.
We did spinning and knitting.
Yep.
Yeah, we did good.
Excellent.
All right.
All right.
So.
And we are 53 minutes in.
We did a nice long one, guys.
We're short. Well, I said we were going to go for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's true. We're an hour and 7 minutes. We could just sit here and gab. But
and knit.
And
we just stare at the camera.
There we go. We're just going to sit here. All right. So, they can find you on Instagram.
I think I'm EKSRN2002 on Instagram. I'm Knitting RN on Ravelry. You can find the podcast group, the Anatomy of Knitting. Just search for that in the groups. I think that's about it for places to contact me.
So I am Christine with a K on Ravelry and KDLV on Instagram and Twitter. There is Ravelry group for Yarnings podcast, and there's a Facebook group that I always post my updates. So if you are on Facebook and you want to see when the podcast lands, that's another option if you're not just watching in Downcast or YouTube or whatever, because I do post to both iTunes and YouTube. So, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Bye. We'll see you.
That's the story.
Yeah. We'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.